But then, Harry and Bert arrived.
Sticky Stevie's in the way again.
Thomas rolled quietly up behind Bert's freight cars. And just as the crane dropped the timber, he gave them an extra big shunt. Laughed Thomas. But that night, a fierce storm swept through the island. It was the strongest wind the engines had ever known. It blustered and blew. The wind howled down the tracks and tore down the trees. It ripped off roofs and flattened fences. It even blew Gordon's tent away. Bother, huffed Gordon. The wind blew all night long. The Sodor suspension bridge twisted and shook in the strong winds. And then there was trouble. Thomas puffed into the yard and backed up to the paint freight cars. But Diesel was in the yard too.
Now I'll show Thomas who's best,
Diesel whispered, and he gave the freight cars an extra hard shunt. Paint cans flew into the air and splattered down all over Thomas. So the next time Thomas saw Harry, he gave him a biff. And when Harry saw James, he gave him a bump. Soon the Diesels and the Steamies were biffing and banging and being bumped all over the island. Thomas was shunting some freight cars into the yard. He was taking great care, but the track was very bumpy. Suddenly, they started to come off the track. Some of them headed straight for the water tower. The water tower creaked and wobbled. Then it started to tip. The water tower crashed down across the runway. Luckily, no one was hurt. The runway's cracked, cried Percy, and the track is blocked.